You missed it. You are gifted enough to be there. But the resident character or the way you are will not keep you there. So then God says, I've got to do some things to work on your character so that when I elevate you, you won't mess me and the kingdom up. Can I dig into it? So here's the implication. If you study the word character or this experience, if you study the word character, it's interesting development from the word chara or joy or charis, where we get our word charismata or charismatic. So follow me in this development. If we believe that what I'm preaching today is a process that is superintended by God, it means that the grace of God is in process through this whole thing. It was the grace of God that brought you to the tribulation. It is the grace of God that is keeping you in the midst of it. So then, if you are experiencing the charis, C-H-A-R, the charis, C-H-A-R-I-S, charis, that is the grace of God, then it will produce in you chara, C-H-A-R-A, chara. Chara means joy. Joy. So that means if you experience the grace of God, then you will experience joy. Now you need to understand, joy won't sit still. The happiness might, but joy won't. So when you have experienced the grace of God, there will be a resident joy in you. So whenever there is joy, there is an expression of joy called charain, which means to rejoice. If you experience the grace of God because of the tribulations of your life that has produced perseverance in your life, then you will have some joy in your life. And if you've got some joy in your life, you will rejoice. So if you have experienced a tribulation that produces perseverance because of the grace in your life that has deposited joy in your life, and you now are expressing the joy, there is another outgrowth of the chara, and that is character. In other words, the way you experience the joy in your life is not just seen in how you act on Sunday morning in church, but if you really know that God has got your back, then you're going to look differently at the job. You're going to look differently in the square. Sometimes the witness is when everybody else is afraid and going crazy. When you know what you know, you're the one that's standing there saying, I yet shall live. I yet shall believe God. This is not the first time I've had a pink slip. I know God will take care of me. This is not the first time I've broken up with somebody. I know I won't have to be alone. This is not the first time I've had somebody lie on me. This is not the first time I've had trouble. This is not the first time I've been through a recession. The same God that took care of me before is the same God that will take care of me now. I've got character. Oh, is there anybody in here? Won't you just help me with this and look at your neighbor? Say, neighbor, I've been through too much to go crazy now. I've been through too much to give up on God now. I've seen too much to think that he won't take care of me now. If you knew like I know where the Lord had brought me from. Character. Can I stay there for a while? You see, when you know, what happens is that when you know God is taking care of you, then you want to live for him. When you know God has picked you up and turned you around, then you want to do what the word says. You want to honor him with your mouth. You want to honor him with your body, because if he saved me since he woke me up this morning, I just ought to give him the activity of my limbs and the fruit of my lips. Since God has protected me, it doesn't hurt me to be kind to my enemies, because they can't do nothing to me anyhow. Since God has got my back, I can bless those who curse me, because they can't do a thing about it. Since God is with me, if God before me, no one can stand against me and win. Said tribulation produces perseverance. Perseverance produces experience. Experience produces this character. But then, this is what I like in the text, he says, and character produces hope. Can I stay there and then I'm going to get out of your way? He says, because after I've come through that process, when I have hope, that means it doesn't matter what's going on. I've got too much hope to give up now. And you need to understand that that is fundamentally the difference between grandma and them and our present generation. Even when grandma and them were facing the civil rights struggles, or before them, great-grandma and them, and they were facing a Jim Crow, and before them, great-great-grandma and them facing a slavery, they would sing songs like "Over My Head, I Hear Music in the Air. There must be a God somewhere. I'm not going to give up. I know this country has not yet treated me the way that I deserve to be treated, but maybe they're going to treat my grandchildren better. So I'm going to keep on believing. I'm not going to stop right there. I wish y'all could help me. They had a hope that believed that tomorrow would be better. I don't know about you, but I don't think I could get up tomorrow if I didn't have hope. But I have hope today, because I've got some experience with God. And I've got hope that if the enemy comes in like a flood, the Lord will set up a standard in front of me. I've got hope that makes me believe that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and every lying tongue shall cease. I've got hope that in God I'll still have peace that passes all understanding. I've got a hope that I'll still have joy that is unspeakable. I've got a hope that even when trouble comes my way, that trouble doesn't last always. Is there anybody in here this morning? I've got a hope that even when bad news hits my house, that somewhere in the bad news is the truth that all things work together for good to them who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. I've got hope this morning. I've got hope that the Lord will provide for me, that the Lord will fight my battles, that the Lord will heal my household, that the Lord will bring the graduation, that the Lord will make ways out of no ways. Well, you're kind of quiet on me. Is there anybody of the older perspective that have already seen God do something that can help some of these young folk know that even when you're up against the wall and you don't see a way out, the God that we serve makes ways out of no ways. The God that we serve will give you hope. Well, let me put it this way. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and his righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly lean on Jesus' name. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. On Christ, I trust him. I believe him. I know it's gonna be all right. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. Well, I'm getting ready to leave you, but I stopped by to tell somebody, if you're getting ready to throw in the towel, if you're getting ready to give up, just stay right there. Just stand on the word. Just trust God. He didn't bring you this far to leave you now. And somebody in here can help your neighbor now by saying, neighbor, it had to go that way. It had to be the way it was. So there's somebody here that ought to give God a praise for the things that you've been through. Have I got a witness in here? Somebody ought to say, God, I thank you for my tears. I thank you for my heartaches. I thank you for my enemies, because through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. Through it all, I've learned to trust in God. Any all right? Say yes. Say yes. I'm trying to leave y'all alone, but when I look back over my life, I realize it had to happen that way. I had to lose that friend. I had to go through that pain. But now that I'm here, you can't make me doubt the Lord. You can't make me not believe that he won't make a way, because the Lord is good and he's worthy to be praised. So I've made up my mind. I will bless the Lord at all times. His praise shall continually be in my mouth. My soul shall make a boast in the Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. For the Lord is good. I said the Lord is good. Ain't he all right? Ain't he all right? Say yeah. Say yeah. 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 Oh, yeah. It had to happen that way. It had to happen that way. I'm trying to leave it alone. And I'm trying to even let somebody get off of somebody else. Because somebody in here is bitter right now for what somebody did to you. But you need to even learn from Jesus about Judas. Judas, you had to do what you did. Because if you didn't do what you did, I wouldn't have gotten to the cross. And if I didn't get to the cross, I couldn't get to the grave. And if I didn't get to the grave, I couldn't get up early Sunday morning. So somebody in here needs to learn how to forgive the Judas in your life and just say, I thank you for doing your job, because your job pushed me into my season. It had to happen. It had to happen that way. It had to happen that way. And I thank you, because if it had not been for the Lord on your side, if it had not been for the Lord on my side, I don't know where I'd be right now. But I want to bless God that it happened that way. That's right. Let's go to church. If it had not been, tell me. And I don't know who I'm talking to in here, but there's somebody that's saying, you know what, Pastor, you are bowling down my alley. You are saying exactly what I need to hear this morning, but I also know that it's time for me to get it right with God. I don't have a church home, and I know I need to make a church home. I believe the Lord is calling me to be here right now. If that's you and you don't have a church home, if you're in the balcony,